The most dangerous man is not the one who shouts, who threatens, or who flexes his power for all to see. The most dangerous man, and the most magnetic, is the one a woman cannot control. This isn't a statement about control in the toxic sense. It's not about manipulation or games. It's about a fundamental truth of human psychology, masculine energy, and the ancient wisdom that is more relevant today than ever before. We live in an age of emotional chaos, of men outsourced to the validation of women, whose sense of self is a ship without a rudder, tossed about by the changing tides of his partner's moods. And in this sea of predictable reactivity, the Stoic man emerges. He is a lighthouse, a fortress, an anchor, and the deepest, most unspoken truth in the world of modern dating is this: a high-quality woman, as greatest fear, is not losing the nice guy who agrees with everything she says. It is not losing the bad boy who gives her a temporary thrill. Her greatest fear is losing the man whose happiness, whose purpose, and whose soul she cannot break. The man who doesn't need her, but chooses her. This is the Stoic man. And in this video, we are going to dissect, layer by layer, exactly why this is. We will explore the primal psychology of attraction, the unshakable power of Stoic indifference, and how you can cultivate this very energy within yourself. This isn't about becoming unfeeling. It's about becoming unconquerable. To understand this dynamic, we must first strip away the layers of modern social conditioning and look at the raw, primal code of attraction. For millennia, a woman's survival and the survival of her offspring depended on her ability to choose the right partner. This wasn't about finding a man who could talk about his feelings. It was about finding a man who was a rock, a protector, a source of stability in a world of chaos. This ancient hardware is still running in the modern mind. A woman is subconsciously, biologically, testing for strength, not just physical strength, but emotional and psychological strength. She is testing your frame. Is your reality stronger than hers? When the storms of life hit, or even the storms of her own emotional volatility, will you collapse, or will you hold steady? The average man today fails this test spectacularly. When his partner is upset, he becomes upset. He panics. He gets defensive. He placates. He walks on eggshells. His emotional state becomes a direct reflection of hers. In doing so, he signals that his internal world is for rent, and she is the tenant who sets all the rules. This might feel safe to him, but to her primal brain, it is a catastrophic failure. It proves he cannot lead. He cannot be trusted in a crisis. He is not an anchor, he is just more water. Now, introduce the Stoic. The man who has done the work. He understands the dichotomy of control, a core tenet from the philosopher Epictetus. He knows what is within his power and what is not. Her mood, not in his control. Her opinion of him in that moment, not in his control. The external chaos of the world, not in his control. His own thoughts, his principles, his response, entirely within his control. So when the storm comes, he does not become the storm. He is the lighthouse. He can observe the lightning. He can feel the spray of the waves. But he is not moved. His light, his purpose, his reason continues to shine, unaffected. This is profoundly, almost terrifyingly attractive to a woman, because it is rare. It communicates on a level deeper than words, that he is a source of genuine stability, that his validation comes from within, that he is a sovereign entity. And this is where the fear originates. It is the dawning realization that she is with a man who has a center of gravity independent of her. He is with her out of pure, unadulterated choice, not out of a desperate need for validation or a fear of being alone. And if he can choose to be with her, he can also choose not to be. This is the source of the fear. It's not a fear of abuse or neglect. It's the fear of losing something irreplaceable, the fear of losing the one man who made her feel truly safe, precisely because he didn't need anything from her to feel safe himself. The great Stoic emperor, Marcus Aurelius, wrote constantly in his private journal, the Meditations, about building an inner citadel. He wrote, "Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it. This inner citadel is a man's mind, his principles, his purpose, fortified against the chaos of the external world. It is the place where his self-worth is forged. It is built brick by brick through discipline, self-examination, and a commitment to virtue. The modern man's mind is not a citadel. It's a tent in a hurricane. His validation comes from his follower count, his bank account, and most perilously, his girlfriend's approval. When she is happy with him, he is on top of the world. When she is distant or upset, his entire reality collapses. A woman can feel this. She knows intuitively that she holds the keys to his emotional kingdom. At first, this power might seem appealing, but over time, it breeds contempt. No woman can truly respect a man she can completely psychologically dominate. She might love him, but she will not admire him. She will not feel that deep, primal pull of desire for him. The Stoic man's inner citadel changes this entire dynamic. He invites his partner into the beautiful gardens outside the fortress walls. He shares his world with her, his time, his affection. But the citadel itself, that is his alone. She does not have the key. She cannot tear down its walls with her moods. She cannot bribe the guards with her approval. This creates a powerful paradox. His emotional self-sufficiency, his detachment, becomes the very thing that makes her want to get closer. She is drawn to the heat of the fire within his fortress, but she knows she cannot control the flame. Seneca, another great Stoic, said, "The man who has committed himself to virtue is safe from the designs of fortune." Think about that in a relationship context. The Stoic man, committed to his own virtue and purpose, is safe from emotional manipulation. He doesn't react to drama bait. He doesn't get drawn into circular arguments designed to provoke an emotional response. He doesn't crumble when she threatens to leave during a moment of anger. His response is calm, measured. "I see you are upset. We can discuss this when you are ready to speak calmly. But I will not participate in chaos." Do you understand the sheer power of this? He is not being cold or dismissive. He is defining the terms of engagement based on reason and respect. He is demonstrating that his peace is more valuable than winning a pointless fight. This forces her to elevate her own behavior. She learns that emotional theatrics have no currency with him. To connect with him, she must meet him on the plane of reason and mutual respect. This masculine detachment isn't about not caring. It's about caring about the right things, his integrity, his peace of mind, his mission. And a woman realizes that if she wants to be a part of his world, she must add to his peace, not subtract from it. The fear of losing him becomes a powerful incentive for her to be her best self, because she knows his world will continue to turn, with or without her. His citadel will stand. In economics, the principle of scarcity states that the rarer or more limited a resource is, the more valuable it becomes. Gold, diamonds, time. In the modern dating market, a man's focused attention is the resource, and most men give it away for free, in limitless quantities. They are available 24/7. They double text. They drop their hobbies, their friends, their mission, the moment a woman shows them interest. They effectively communicate that she is the most important thing in their life. This is a fatal error. While it may sound romantic, it destroys attraction. It makes his attention, his time, and his energy common. The Stoic man operates differently, not as a tactic, but as a natural consequence of his philosophy. His primary relationship is with his purpose, his logos, his duty to become the best version of himself. His life is not an empty vessel for her to fill. It is a cup that is already overflowing. A relationship, for him, is about finding someone worthy of sharing that overflow with. This creates a natural and powerful scarcity. His time is valuable because it is dedicated first to his mission. His attention is valuable because it is not given lightly. It is earned. His validation is valuable because he generates it internally. So when he does offer a compliment, it holds immense weight. This is the polar opposite of the needy man whose entire day is structured around getting a text back. The Stoic man might see a text but continue with his work, knowing that his primary duty is to the task at hand. He will respond later, when he is present and focused. This isn't a game of make her wait. It's a demonstration of his priorities. His life has an order, a telos, and that is unshakably attractive. It communicates that he is the architect of his own life. A woman in a relationship with such a man feels like she has gained access to something exclusive. She respects his boundaries because she respects the mission that created them. She knows she is not the center of his universe but a cherished partner in his orbit. And this creates a healthy, motivating fear. The fear of losing her place in that orbit. She knows there are countless other men who would make her the center of their empty universe, but that feels suffocating. It lacks challenge, it lacks admiration. Losing the Stoic man means losing the man whose respect she had to earn. It means returning to a world of men whose attention is easily bought and, therefore, worthless. It's the difference between being given a plastic trophy and winning an Olympic gold medal. The fear of losing him is the fear of losing the prize she truly values. Let's talk about the most common battlefield in a relationship: the argument. This is where the boy is separated from the man. The boy reacts. His ego is triggered. He feels disrespected, so he raises his voice. He feels attacked, so he counterattacks. He gets dragged down into the emotional mud. He might win the argument through intimidation or sheer exhaustion, but he loses the war for respect. The man, the Stoic man, does something radical. He pauses. In that pause, he is not shutting down. He is activating his superpower. He is creating a space between the stimulus, her angry words, and his response. In that space, he consults his guiding principles. Is what she is saying true? If so, I should acknowledge it. Is she simply venting because of a bad day? If so, perhaps the most virtuous response is to listen without judgment. Is she being disrespectful and illogical? If so, the most virtuous response is not to descend to that level, but to calmly state that the conversation can continue when respect is restored. Epictetus said, "We are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens." The reactive man is disturbed by her words. He thinks, "She is disrespecting me. She doesn't appreciate me." His ego takes the hit, and he lashes out. The Stoic man understands her words are just words. External events. The real action is happening inside his mind. He chooses his response based on his values, not his triggers. Imagine the effect this has on a woman over time. She is used to men she can provoke, men she can drag into a dramatic emotional vortex. It's a pattern she knows. But with the Stoic man, her emotional storms hit a mountain. They simply dissipate. He doesn't offer a surface for the drama to stick to. He doesn't mirror her chaos. He holds his frame. This can be infuriating for her at first. It's like pushing against a wall that won't budge. She might even escalate, trying to find a crack in his composure. But when she consistently fails, that frustration transforms into something else. Profound respect. And a little bit of awe. She realizes she is with a man who is the master of his own soul, a man who cannot be easily manipulated or emotionally blackmailed. This creates a deep sense of psychological safety she has likely never experienced before. She knows that no matter how chaotic things get, he will be the calm in the storm. And the fear of losing that? It's immense. It's the fear of being set adrift again in a sea of emotional reactivity. After having known the safety of a harbor, he has shown her a higher mode of being, and the thought of returning to the old standard becomes unbearable. His emotional discipline is a quiet display of power that is far more potent than any loud demonstration of dominance. Let's zoom out and look at the landscape of modern dating. It's a matrix of instant gratification, disposable relationships, and validation seeking. Social media has trained people to crave constant attention, to advertise their lives, and to treat partners like interchangeable commodities. Into this chaotic matrix walks the Stoic man. He is running on a different operating system, an ancient time-tested OS built on virtue, reason, and self-reliance. The matrix says, show her you're always thinking of her. Text her good morning and good night every single day. The Stoic OS says, actions speak louder than words. Be a man of integrity and purpose. Your presence and your character are the message. The matrix says, if she pulls away, chase harder. Shower her with attention. Show her what she's losing. The Stoic OS says, control what you can control. Her feelings are not in your control. Focus on your mission. Let your indifference to the outcome be your power. If she is meant for you, she will return to your frame. If not, amor fati. Love your fate and move on without bitterness. The Matrix says, your value is determined by her desire for you. The Stoic OS says, your value is determined by your character. It is intrinsic and non-negotiable. The Stoic Man is a disruptive force in this environment. He doesn't play the games because he sees the whole board from a higher perspective. He is not looking for a woman to complete him. He is already whole. He is looking for a woman to share his already complete and fulfilling life with. This makes him an enigma. Women may not understand him at first. They are used to predictable patterns of male behavior, the chaser and the ghoster. The Stoic is neither. He is simply present, grounded, self-contained. He does not seek to possess her, because Stoicism teaches that attachment to externals is the root of suffering. He loves her, he enjoys her, he values her, but he does not cling to her. His happiness is not contingent upon her presence. And this is the ultimate mind-bender for the modern woman. She is with a man who wants her but does not need her. A man who would be sad to see her go, but who would not be destroyed by it. A man who would grieve the loss and then, guided by his philosophy, would endure, adapt, and continue on his path. This knowledge is terrifying, because it means the only thing keeping him with her is his genuine daily choice to be there. He is not bound by neediness, by fear of loneliness, or by a lack of options. He is bound only by his admiration for her character and his enjoyment of their time together. This places the responsibility on her to remain a woman worthy of that choice. It inspires her to grow, to be better, because she is with a man who is constantly striving for his own betterment. The fear of losing him is the fear of failing to live up to the high standard. He inspires not just by his words but by his very existence. This isn't an identity you can simply put on like a coat. It must be forged in the fires of daily practice. Talking about Stoicism is easy. Living it is the great work of a man's life. So, how do you begin? First, embrace the dichotomy of control. Every single day, multiple times a day, ask yourself, is this within my control or outside of my control? Your thoughts, your actions, your judgments in your control. The weather, traffic, what other people think of you. Whether she texts you back, outside your control. Pour 100% of your energy into what you can control and practice serene acceptance of what you cannot. Start a journal. Write it down. This practice alone will change your life. Second, practice premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. This sounds grim, but it is a tool of profound strength. Once a week, take a few minutes to imagine losing the things you value. Imagine your partner leaving you. Imagine losing your job. Imagine failure. Don't wallow in it. Simply sit with the possibility and realize that you would survive. As Seneca said, he who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive. This practice loosens the grip of fear. It makes you appreciate what you have without being desperately attached to it. It kills neediness at its root. Third, define your mission, your purpose. What is the great work you are here to do? It doesn't have to be starting a billion-dollar company. It could be mastering a craft, building a strong body, creating art, or being the best possible father. Whatever it is, it must be yours. It must be the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning, independent of any woman. Your mission is the primary source of your internal validation. A man with a mission is a force of nature. A man without one is a leaf in the wind. Fourth, seek voluntary discomfort. The modern world is designed for comfort. This makes men soft. Actively seek out challenges. Take cold showers. Fast periodically. Lift heavy weights. Push yourself past the point where your mind begs you to quit. This is how you build mental fortitude. You are teaching your body and your mind through action that you are its master, not its slave. A man who is master of himself cannot be mastered by another. These are not quick fixes. They are the daily practices of a lifetime. But they are the stones with which you will build your inner citadel. And when that citadel is strong, everything else we have discussed today will not be an act you are putting on. It will be a natural expression of who you have become. Let's be clear. The goal of this philosophy is not to make women fear you. The goal is not to learn a new set of tactics to manipulate attraction. To do so would be to miss the entire point. That is still playing the game, just at a higher level. The goal of a Stoic is to free himself from the slavery of external validation, to free himself from the tyranny of his own reactive emotions, to free himself from the fear of loss, the fear of loneliness, and the fear of not being enough. The ultimate aim is to become a man of such profound self-mastery, of such unshakable internal peace and purpose, that your presence becomes a gift to everyone around you, especially the woman you choose to share your life with. The fear we have been talking about is merely a byproduct. It is the highest form of compliment. It is the natural human response to encountering something of rare and immense value. It is the anxiety of losing a connection to something true and solid in a world of illusion and chaos. Do not seek to make her fear losing you. Seek to become a man whose loss would be a tragedy, a man whose absence would create a void that no other man could possibly fill. Build your inner citadel. Sharpen your mind. Live with virtue. Be disciplined in your thoughts and actions. Become the man you were meant to be. The world will take notice, and the right woman will not just want you, she will respect you, she will admire you, and yes, she will be terrified to lose you, not because you are a tyrant, but because you are the anchor in the storm of modern life. And such anchors are rare indeed. Stay strong. Stay stoic. Real men don't beg, they build. Hit subscribe and we'll keep building together.